I think I got my swagger back. Oh.
My first guest tonight is our 49ers beat writer right here at KMBR, Jake Hutchinson. He does a hell of a job. Jake, what's going on, man? Thanks for coming on.
Hey, of course. I'm good. It was Niners finally got the swagger back.
It started for me right when they came out of the tunnel with Debo and Trent Williams, and then Chase Young was hitting the gritty in the tunnel. I was like, okay, let's go. I mean, that fired me up. So there's a fine line between, like you say in your article, you can see Jake on KMBR.com. He starts his article with there's a fine line between swagger and cockiness. Please explain.
Yeah, I honestly think the Niners forgot how to toe that line early in the year. You know, I think it started in that Cleveland game where, you know, before the game they got in a fight. Debo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk were talking trash. They got in the Browns' face, and it just got in this slow, ugly game, and they lost, and they got humbled, or at least they should have got humbled. And then they lost the next two games. And if you watch Fred Warner's speech after the game in the locker room, the Niners posted, Warner's like, you know, we're not going to let that happen again. One game at a time.
I think it's safe to say we learned our lesson. All right, from here on out, it's one game at a time.
Clearly, they got ahead of themselves. You know, they were like, we're the best team in the league, and they were at the time. And I think depending on how they keep going, they'll have a claim to that. But it's something where, you know, you go 5-0, you feel like you're dominating every single team you play, you get a little ahead of yourself. And getting a reality check mid-season for this sort of team with this many veterans and this much talent, maybe not the worst thing in the world. But, yeah, I think going back to having Trent Williams, Debo Samuel out there, and it was sort of those two guys defining their identity, that reverse, and they ran, I think, 3 of them with Debo. You know, to Trent Williams' side and Trent's blocking and Debo runs into the end zone, like, that's their identity. Getting physical, you know, clever motion, clever play design, and then just running the ball down your throat. That's what they got back to. The defense was finally firing again, and I think that's the biggest thing to take away. But, yeah, it feels like this is the team we sort of expected.
Oh.